maybe he could play, because we have a new casting coming forward. We have a new character that's never been played before in the DCU. And that is, everybody, Sean's favorite and maybe my future favorite. I'm going to tell you, Plastic Man's coming in Comic Corner. I've never heard this character before. I'm going to put that out there right now before this news. But this is the thing that James Gunn wanted to do Plastic Man before he took over the DCU, apparently. He wanted to do it, had a whole treatment for it. He was pushing for it, and it got turned down. But, now that he's in control, there's apparently a project moving forward with Darren Aronofsky directing Plastic Man. What? One more time. What? The Plastic Man, Patrick O'Brien, orphaned at age 10 and forced to live on the streets, fell into a life of crime as an adult, then eventually, during a burglary ring, had it sounds like the Joker a lot of ways, had like a vat of like toxic chemicals hit him, and he becomes Plastic Man. After he goes, it's like Batman and the Joker, because he goes on a retreat with some monks, and in that time he finds he has powers, and he able to stretch, bend, and elastigate against the world. That's probably not a word, but I'm going to put that out there, though. Apparently, chemicals entered his bloodstream and caused a radical physical change, and he became the properties of rubber, allowing him to stretch, bounce, and mold himself into the shape, any shape that he want. And he ended up talking to Batman, Superman. He's all up in that shit. He kind of looks like Zachary Levi right here for some reason. As I don't know why I'm getting some Shazamness right here, but I heard this character and I'm like, this actually sounds pretty fucking dope. And the fact they're trying to actually move forward this could be amazing to me. Darren Aronofsky directing a superhero thing like this sounds visually stunning, and also I have no idea in any world how this is going to work out. But I'm excited, and if you've heard about it, please let us know what you think. Sean, you know Plastic Man very well.
A little bit. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I have his Wikipedia page up, and I did a little bit of a dive. Sure.
Expert.
I'll tell you what I know about him. Yeah.
Is this the guy to drive the DCU forward?
I don't see it. I'll say this, like I like his movies, that's fine, but like the Aronofsky shit, it's all mindfuck movies and very serious stuff. Like I think like for Plastic Man, where it's slapstick comedy, it's awkward, it's body horror, body kind of intangibleness and different imaginational forms. Like I don't know how Aronofsky would do with this kind of character. There's not too much to him, especially in the comic books. He's often kind of played as a goof, he's nigh immortal based on his body just being this malleable kind of plastic-like material. He's from the 1940s, 1941. But he's always been kind of played as a comic kind of sidekick guy. It is interesting that they're announcing this because DC Comics is putting out a black label, which is their kind of like premiere style kind of prestige format books for modern era, where Plastic Man no more. He's dying. He's starting to lose his ability to control his powers. He's losing parts of himself everywhere. And that's supposed to be more of a body horror kind of story than anything. I'm very excited for that. But no, I'm going to butcher this. Michael Gondry? Eternal Sunshine, Spotless Mind fame, guy, I think. I think he would do great with this kind of character, a little unexpected kind of stuff. But I just feel like Aronofsky's a little dark for this kind of character. I just don't, especially like the only times you see him being played dark is in some of the darker universe stories in the DC comic books. In Injustice, right? For instance, right? He in one of the annuals, he's focused on as being essentially an assassin. He basically is drank like water and then explodes a guy from the inside out. There's also within Death Metal, I believe, he was played as essentially like a ocean that would just swallow you up and destroy you if you were foolish enough to step into it. But these were dark takes on this character. And throughout its history, he's always kind of been this Joker. Justice, the series Justice that came out a long time ago by Alex Ross. They kind of played up this fight or rivalry between Elongated Man and Plastic Man. But that, again, was still played out for laughs. And I don't see a lot of people going to the whale and just having a chuckle fest.
They
What's
played
the
up
difference between
elongated man for
What's the
laughs.
difference here?
The whale was pretty hilarious.
Elongated Man was supposedly Elongated Man's a detective. He's got this thing where his nose wiggles if he senses a clue. It's all a joke. It's all very old school comic book
He does
stuff.
smell like crime.
And
does it like droop when he's failed?
Possibly. I don't know shit about Elongated Man. To give me 5 seconds on Wikipedia if you want to
successful.
Somebody else up. But no, I just, from what I know about Plastic Man, he's kind of been used also as a MacGuffin in the comic books a couple times. He's the only one that's going to be, resistant to this kind of telepathic attack, or oh no, this chemical hurt him. Let's figure out how this does. But I don't see it. I really don't see it. I like Aronofsky's films. I think it's very dark, and his character historically has not been played that way. So we'll see what happens.
John, it seems like they're trying to dive into the Fantastic Four. It's because Marvel's doing Fantastic Four. We have our Mr. Fantastic here. So let's try to battle that somehow by bringing in the stretchy man that can also do the same thing that Mr. Fantastic can. That's what it seems like to me, even though James Gunn and, of course, Kevin Feige are in the bed together with a lot of the ideas they have. And I think that overall they are going to drive their own narrative so they can eventually have that crossover one day. But
it's just not. It doesn't. Yeah, Plastic Man does not scream to me Aronofsky character. It just doesn't. I just don't get it.
Batman would be better for him, I think.
Sure, Batman, Nightmare would be good. Anyone dealing with Deadman, give him a fucking Deadman movie. I'm a big Deadman fan. Hold on, how many Deadman figures do I have? That's number one. I'm not going to pull them out. There's 5 of them.
Is this about the Disney thing?
Oh shit! Dead Man.
Good.
Mark, have you heard of Plastic Man before? Do you think this is a way that DC's trying to battle the Fantastic Four? Do you think there's nothing to do with this correlation at all?
What, you're asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, real quick, I had a question. Sean, what's the comic where he's dying or whatever? I haven't heard of that.
Oh yeah, so it's coming out later this year. It's called Plastic Man No More. It was just solicited a couple weeks ago from DC
that
Comics
cool.
in their their Black Label imprint. Look it up. It looks really good. Good creative team associated with it. Interesting kind of hook.
Yeah, I just hope when he does die, they don't put him in the ocean because it's really bad for them. But I think I've been a fan of Plastic Man because I like comic reliefs. There are comic reliefs that are kind of annoying, and then there are ones that I think are kind of funny. And all the DC animated stuff, I think he kind of kills it. A lot of the comics, I think he's actually pretty funny because he is he is Jim Carrey, in the comics, you know what I mean? He is just nothing.
They certainly
serious.
draw his face like it too, yeah.
I mean, obviously, young mascara Jim Carrey is Plastic Man, and that would have been amazing. But we're past that from happening. I think he's a great character to bring because it really will be kind of like The Mask. It will be like a cartoon if done right. It just depends on the actor, his comedic chops, and just how much fun they have with it. Because again, with Aronofsky, like you're saying, Plastic Man needs to be like a good time. And so I don't know how they're going to do it. Yeah, you can make it dark, but it's kind of like you said, how Jesus, I just wouldn't see that coming, I guess. I'm excited for it because just when you put an auteur like that on the movie, it makes me excited because it's not just going to be another superhero movie. It sounds like they're going to kind of maybe get weird with it, like what we were talking about earlier. So that's what I'm hyped about. They might make something that's a little different that involves a superhero that's so low key, they get to take a lot more creative freedoms. And I think that's where we get some of the coolest movies that we love are the ones that are just so low stakes. The creator can kind of just do what they want with them,
That's the only way that makes sense to me, Mark, is that they decided to make it interesting for Darren, because Darren can do a lot of different projects. They had to give him some, give him some freedom with the character if this actually flies.
If they brought him in the other Justice League verse, he's just going to be the guy making jokes and being like he's just going to be that guy. They're going to hire some comedic actor, who knows? crazy that chemical, like you can just fall in chemicals back in the day and just get powers? Like,
Yeah,
I'd love
That's
that.
how it
That's what they did
Yeah, when I did it, I just got cancer. It's just like it was the worst.
immediately.
Yeah, so not that cool. But I do have to go, young Brian.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm hyped
Mark?
about it. I'm hyped about any movie that, like we said, that looks like they're gonna challenge the genre. So that's cool with me.
Kick some ass tonight. Thank you for being here on Kruse Control. Place for Mark.
Yeah,
Hey,
nice
guys.
seeing you, Mark. Have a good set, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Love doing
Thank you
it.
for being here. Appreciate you. I do think that this Plastic Man thing could be a thing where they're like, let's make it more serious. So let's make it more serious and let's try to delve into a different world. And maybe that's what Darren Aronofsky wanted to do. He's like, let's just give me an opportunity to go crazy. Dave, why are you shirtless?
What are you talking about?
You're fucking shirtless again, man. You're
You'd be
fucking shirtless.
too if you were Dave Bautista, Brian.
I tried to let you down
pull it up.
easily by telling you I found you disgusting.
Look at that little.
Fuck you, Dave.
That's teeny tiny old little baby Batista. Like he's like
youngin'.
200 pounds down in that picture.
You're right.
Well, thank you for being here, Dave. Thirsty Daddy, if you're out there, I sent you a link. Come on in.
Oh shit.
We'll see if he pops in. But Mike, Plastic Man, he stretches, he bends, he does not save the ocean. Do you think that this is a good character for Darren Aronofsky to come forward with? If you're going to entice a director like him to do a project, is this the character for it? Or do you think there's another opportunity for Darren that is going to be lost if he does seal the deal and become the Plastic Commander?
That's an incredible tagline, Brian. He stretches, he bends, he chokes out turtles in his spare time. I didn't realize that this 1941. You said, Sean.
Yeah.
This character stinks of Jack Kirby, Stan Lee. That's exactly what I would have thought. But at 41, I think puts him more closer towards end of Gold Age, I guess. When
exactly. Yeah,
plastic was a futuristic material. Bakelite,
yeah.
man.
This was a very early comics publisher called Quality Comics. It was only around for about 15 years or so. Created by Jack Cole. I'm just reading Wikipedia. I don't know why I'm trying to pretend at this point.
Come on, Sean. You got this.
You
Comic master.
The curtain. It's okay. There's some mysteries on Cruise Control. It's all right.
But no, like he's always been a slapsticky guy, right? Like it was kind of like this comic, his character, right? Like around like Looney Tunes-esque kind of escapade comics with like talking animals and jokey cop things, right? Like it was Police Comics #1 is where he first appeared. Like that's
from Police.
He's been
I
around
bet
a
he
long
was
time.
Was he a bad guy? He might have been started as a bad guy.
Police Comics. I think there was first appeared. Like it's from Police. He's been around a long time. Was he a bad guy? What am I hearing?
Oh, we got some feedback from the Thirsty Daddy.
Oh my God!
Blow
your hair.
No, I know why. Hang on.
Nice. It must be hot in LA, huh?
Oh my God!
Oh, we got some feedback.
There we go.
I got rid of it.
Did you?
Oh, is it gone?
Yeah,
It's gone enough.
All right, it's good now.
I think he was a robber. If I'm not.
Well, I was watching the show and I went in. So, yeah.
I'll be completely wrong here. I thought he was.
I got a hat to sell.
Oh, yeah, he was a crook. He was a crook.
He was a
There you
crook.
go.
That's right.
He was a dark. Yep, he lived on the streets. And then,
Yeah.
so Crawford Chemical Works. That's
Yep.
where he got his powers from. There you go.
Yep, you slip.
Hey,
You
Sean,
think-
I got a haircut too.
Good. Yours is much better than mine, man. I love it. It's great.
The Thirsty Daddy is here. Welcome, GR.
Wow.
From the
Welcome.
top rope.
That's when he owns that music. Go ahead.
Not for 7 seconds. It's fine. It's fine. GR, thank you for popping in. This
problem,
whole
bud.
criminal Plastic Man experience, I think is interesting. But Darren Aronofsky, I'm not sold on it.
You
I'm just not
gotta
sold.
let me have it, Brian. I know it's very exciting. GR's
Mike,
haircut. But
get over there, Mike.
I need a taste of this segment, which is basically that I don't have a lot of Plastic Man experience. What I do have is Grant Morrison, his the short run that he did on the JLA, which I read years and years ago. So that's about all the extent of the Plastic Man I experienced. But I gotta say, Grant Morrison, he's one of my main G's. Like, he's one of my main G's, but he's not as much of a main G as Darren Aronofsky. We got some love from Lexi for Darren. I think Mother was one of the greatest movies of all time. That's a bit of a hot take.
Weird fucking movie.
I love that.
The Fountain is better for me. The Fountain.
The Fountain's a classic, yeah.
Fountain. I forgot about The Fountain.
That one's good. Underrated gem. It doesn't fit for me. I mean, maybe. So Noah basically is the only other Darren Aronofsky project that would be of this kind of budget and size. I was like $200 million budget, box office bomb. So, sometimes that happens with directors and we think, well, maybe the guy does better when he can't just throw money at a problem. You have to come with some creative solutions, which I think is the case a lot of the time. I don't know if his best milieu is those massive budgets. That said, because I don't see this as a great match, but that said, he has been talking for years about some more comedic toned movies in the future, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if at this point in his career, because how many heroes journey, like The Wrestler, The Whale, the other many W movies, like he keeps telling the same kind of Western esoteric tradition story just over and over and over. And if you're me, like, that's great, that's what I want to hear. But I can see how at this point in his career, he's like, okay, well, just throw some money at me and we'll have fun with this crazy character. You guys give me a little bit of freedom to do what I want. We'll make it a bit of a goof. It'll be an interesting thing. So if it does happen, which I'm giving about a 20% likelihood, I will be incredibly excited, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, he's apparently negotiating for it. Again, James Gunn wants this to happen. It's a whole thing. If James Gunn wants to happen, it's going to happen. That's what it comes down to. He believes in it. He wants this project.
I think he did like a treatment of Plastic Man back in the day before they gave him the reins to the shop. So obviously it's a character he has some kind of affinity for. So yeah, it'll be cool. Cool to see what the heck he does with it. But, yeah.
We'll see. Throw off the thirsty daddy before we move on. GR, any urge, drive, or ambition to see this movie?
In a word, no. I'm sorry. But we know it was you just said it. If Gunn wants it, Gunn gets it.
Gunn gets it, baby.
Gunn gets the guns, Gunn has the gun. It's the gun show from now on, everybody at DC. It's the gun show. And so like it or leave it. Or slap it against your face. The gun show is coming.
Sensitive nipples.
And I know you do. I know.
No need to get personal.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.
Control.